Hold the Court Now was really good up until a certain point. And then I got so mad and frustrated and tired of it because it was a forced romance. It was so forced, it's not even funny. This is a huge issue that way too many of the Chinese dramas have. Forced romance. They have a best friend. She has a best friend and he has a best friend. All they ever talk about is, ooh, you're clearly in love with her. They interpret everything through the lens of you did this because you're in love with them. Like at the one point, she said something about typically when like a danger happens, people's reaction is to pull away from it, not to throw themselves forward to save somebody else. And I'm like, partly true, partly not true. And the problem is that she said that because it's proof that he's in love with her. No, that's not necessarily. Because there are a lot of people, like, who do you think policemen and firemen and all of these people are? Those are people that willingly put their own life at risk, to throw themselves in the danger's way in order to protect strangers. People they don't know, people they aren't attached to, people they don't love. These are strangers, and yet they're throwing their own life on the line in order to protect them. That's what they do. Some people, they are naturally wired that way. That's what they do. That's what they want to do. That's what they're driven to do. That is their natural instinct. And yet, Hold the Court Now just throws that out the window so that they can say, it's because he loves you. But even worse than that instance was the instance where they're literally like, oh, it was thoroughly disgusting to me. Where they went to that one place and they were trying to save the girls and stuff. This is going to be confusing if you haven't seen the drama. If you have, you'll know what I'm talking about. I only kind of, I wasn't, anyway. They go to save the girls, so they're in the place. And then they go into that room because they were forced in there. And then the fire starts. So they're literally about to die in a fire. And they managed to save themselves. They were mutually in danger. Mutually about to die. And he broke the window and jumped out the window with her. And everybody's like, he saved your life. Like, what did you expect him to do? Jump out the window by himself? It's proof that he loves her because he took her with him? What? And like, this is not how it works. I have been through my house burning down, okay? When you go through your house burning down, I mean, they were even worse because they had, I think the flames were right there in the room with them. It wasn't just smoke. I didn't experience the flames. I was out of my house before the flames came. But the thing is, when you're in the middle of these things, that's not what you're fondly looking back at. She's literally, nostalgically, fondly remembering this romantic moment of him jumping out the window with her in order to save her life. That's not how you'd remember it. That's not what would be there prominent in your mind. You literally almost burned to death, and it's not that he broke into the room in order to save your life. It's not like she was the one that was completely in danger and about to die, and he risked his life to jump in there and save her because he loved her, and this is proof that he loves her, because why would he jump into the middle of a burning fire in order to get her out unless he loved her? This is not even what happened. They were mutually about to die from this fire. And they both happened to jump out the window together, because what on earth would be wrong with you to leave the person behind and jump out by yourself alone? It was so forced. It was so disgustingly forced, and I couldn't stand it anymore. And then on top of that, I started disliking her because I really liked her up to a certain point. And then she became so self-centeredly, like, disgusting. Because at the beginning, it's like, okay, are you not getting favors from the judges because you can't, because you don't know any judges? Or you're not getting favors from the judges because you think that's wrong and you'd never do that? I had the impression more that she was like, that's disgusting that you think that I'd ever do that because it's just so wrong. I'm relying on my own strength, and we're going to do this by the law. The law is what matters. I'm not winning a case by getting favors. And yet, guess what? The minute she knows him, throughout the entire drama, that's all she does. Through the rest of the drama, that is all she does. Favor after favor after favor. Anytime she does anything, it's like she's helping find the girls and all the rest of this stuff. She's the one that tells me she is doing this stuff in order to get this. So maybe there's a part of her that cares about the girls, but at the same time, she becomes like, you're the one that's telling me, outright telling me that you're a self-centered little... What the... I don't have any respect for you whatsoever. When you're like, I worked so hard to do all of this so that I could get this. I'm like, thanks for telling me that you're doing this because you're self-centered. At least you know you're self-centered, and yet at the same time, it's like I'm being told she's so wonderful because she's doing all of this. He believes that she's so wonderful because she's doing all of this stuff when she really didn't need to because I couldn't anymore. I had to drop it. I just had to drop it. And that's like, it was really interesting, and I liked a lot of it. It was well done up to a certain point, but then this issue just, it was already a boring one because it wasn't really based on action. It was based more like Begin Again and Flaming Heart and stuff, where the action is not really, there's barely any action. But just that wrecked the whole thing.